bros and foes and heroes. Gonna tell you about bros and foes and heroes. Gonna tell you about
comic books, costumes,
facts, boots,
and other stuff.
In this week's issue, Peacemaker Tries Hard.
Welcome into Bros, Foes, and Heroes. I'm Zach, joined as always by the muscle-bound one, Mr. Mike.
No.
You have
Muscles.
one-
My muscles are bad. I have bad muscles.
You have good muscles.
You know,
you have okay muscles.
I had some.
Mr.
I had some
Muscles.
muscles the other day. Maybe that counts.
Are they gone now?
They were
Do
green muscles.
Oh.
I had them at a sushi place.
Are they supposed to be green?
They're green because of the sauce or something that's on it.
Oh,
Is all
okay.
it is. Yeah,
I
they were
was gonna say, 'cause
very
it has
tasty. They
fiber.
were on the half shell and they were very good.
This is a very odd time for me to bring it up, but you
Yeah.
told me this morning, and I'm going to ask you now.
Yeah.
You said something about maxing.
Yeah. So there is a there's a new.
I have no clue where you're going with
There's
this
a new thing out there where the kids are doing this wacky thing
okay.
called maxing.
Where did you hear this from?
I heard it from my friend on the YouTubes.
Okay.
So it's like style maxing is what we started with. Okay.
Okay.
This is
What do you mean by style maxing?
okay.
I
Listen,
guess?
it is mostly.
I'm listening.
It is mostly teenage boys or boys going into their 20s.
Okay.
And what they're trying to do is achieve the perfect chiseled jaw and make their eyes kind of cat-like and things like that, right?
Cool.
So they do all these exercises to their face, and they call it maxing. They
Okay.
want to max out their face.
Oh, okay. Just to like.
Doesn't
have
that
the
sound
best-
great?
It does, but do you know what some of the exercises are?
Well, you can buy a rubber ball and chew on it. That'll do it. There's some gum.
A specific
There's
way?
maxing gum.
Oh,
Like you buy the gum.
Is it just like we made sure this has like extra
it's
rubber
super
tree in
hard to chew? Yes.
I would think that would just hurt your
I would
mouth
think so,
after a
too.
while, not necessarily build anything.
There is nothing happening here. There's no.
Well, I feel like my beard,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have hair maxed is what
Covers
I've
up
done.
most of it.
I hair maxed my chin.
Yeah.
But they attach maxing to all of these different things,
Okay.
and so I just thought it was stupid. So that's why I brought it up.
Well, I get it. Like level maxing is a thing in like video games and stuff
Is
like
it?
that. I think
That's probably
like
where
it
it came
sounds
from
or
then.
something. I don't.
Sure.
I feel like that. Right? I don't know. I'm lost. You have to understand. I don't get a lot of sleep nowadays.
Sure.
But what I do is see that the lack of sleep makes jokes like that more
you can
funny.
go to /r on Reddit.
Aren't they all?
Well, I was going to say
Okay.
how to be hot.
Oh, is that where you
And
found,
learn all
hold on,
about
hold on.
your-
Is
all
that where
about
you
your-
found out about it, Mike?
No, I found out about it.
Do you subscribe to How to Be Hot?
I found out about
Can
it
you
on
show me how to smolder?
Jam Lab on YouTube. The guy I was telling you about.
the
yeah.
guy who likes to punch Starfruit.
Yeah, he punched Starburst, and
Jell-O.
he tried all of the ice pops the other day, and
Cool.
and told me all about them. And
like when the like clear
like Otter Pops
plastic
kind of thing. You know?
Otter. What's Otter?
You remember
Pop?
an Otter Pop? You don't remember Otter Pops?
Unless they're just
We've
like
done
the
all
clear...
this stuff about old candy and shit on this show, and we've not mentioned Otter
Hold on,
Pops.
let me see what Otter Pops are. Like the animal, I'm assuming.
Yes, it's an otter on the front, and if I'm not mistaken, he's got a monocle.
Are they? Oh, they're ice pops.
Yeah,
but
they're
hold
ice
on.
pops. They're ice pops.
So like I've had like.
I always called them Otter Pops.
Okay, see, like I've had knockoff versions of that. Like, yeah, I was talking about the popsicles in those clear things, but I've never had Otter Pop icicles or popsicles.
There's the little Otter Pops. Look at them. Look at the little otters.
They are. There's a red
Yeah.
one, and why is the blue one French
Because
and the green one's smart? I guess
blue things are French. I don't know.
No, I get that. And the green one's smart, like he's looking through a
They
telescope.
have green, orange, blue, red, something that looks maybe like pink, and purple.
What else would it be if not pink?
Well, it's kind of a... Here, you tell me. What color is that? That's almost kind of pink.
Like a peach.
It's
color?
coral.
Coral.
That's what it
Ooh,
is. That's a coral.
Yeah. Or if you watch Walking Dead, that's his son.
Coral.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, hang on. I'm sorry.
No, you're
new
fine.
news
Hold
has
on.
just come in.
About Otter Pops?
Strawberry Short Kook. That's the strawberry one.
Why is it?
Sir Isaac Lime.
Oh, that's the smart green one. Oh, these are their names. Okay.
Little Orphan Orange.
Where are the
That one seems depressing.
It does. Hold on. I didn't see the pictures of them. I just saw the
pink
green.
one?
I just saw the green. Well, the
pink
pink
one?
one's the one that the French dudes.
Poncho Punch.
Hold on. That's the pink one?
The blue one that you were so worried about. The Frenchie.
Wow, yeah.
Louis Blue Raspberry.
You see, I told you, Louis Blue. So
Louis Blue.
They gave him that mustache and the hat, the beret, just so they could call him Louis Blue Raspberry.
And then, what do you think the purple one's called?
Oh,
had to give it a
they're
name.
all. Hold on, they're all on the package.
Don't look. Don't look.
Oh, if I had to give the purple one a name,
Yeah. What's it called?
something with grape, like grape ape, but it'd be like grape otter. Or
Alexander the Grape.
Oh, okay.
So you were right there. Yeah, you were very close.
Oh, there they are. Hold
Yeah.
on. Can I save this image? Let
should
me
be able
try
to.
this.
Because I would love for people to see it.
Oh, it's a web MP file. You know, I got to.
You could always do a screen capture.
Yeah, but no, that would not be.
So anyway, he tried.
While I'm doing that, yeah,
He tried all the ice pops. Like he tried the sun-kissed versions and the this and the that. And there are a couple of brands out there.
Mm-hmm.
They will not freeze.
At all.
They just
Are
stay
they
liquid.
The slush puppies, probably.
Now, don't be disparaging a slush puppy.
No, I'm not. I was just saying I don't think they freeze. That was all. I was not trying to.
Because a slush puppy was always my favorite, and you could only get it in Kmart.
You can get them
Kmart?
at Walmart.
Can you?
Yeah, I think so.
Where?
I'm pretty.
There's
sure.
no slush puppy in a Walmart.
The little pouches.
Oh,
they
no.
used
I'm
to-
talking about the machine.
Oh no.
Like a Slurpee machine, but it was
No.
slush puppy. So there was one at the Kmart little foodatorium they had back there.
I do. Oh, over in the corner. Yeah.
There was one
I
there.
miss the blue light specials, but keep going.
And then over right across from the place that we called Kitty Park, Kitty Land.
Are you talking about the Lions? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's Lions Park.
I went there a lot as a kid. Yeah.
Lions.
Before it went to shit. Now it's just a field.
Now it's just a field.
Yeah.
Lions Club Kitty Park, I think is what it was, or something like that.
That makes it
right?
sound like a totally different place. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't Kitties, it was Kiddie. But anyway, across from that, there is what is now a Valero, and that used to have a slush puppy machine in it. I had them all laid out. I knew exactly where the slush puppies were versus Slurpees.
Why won't it let
And you
me
know what the
download
difference
that?
is?
What is the difference?
It's like a snow cone. I was going to say pine cone. It's like a snow cone versus shaved ice.
Okay. I get what
Slush
you're
puppy
saying.
was smooth as shit. You always get the cola.
So before we get into, if
Why
you
we
don't
so
know,
little?
I don't know why it made us so little, and I don't know why it did. We're about to talk about Peacemaker Tries Hard, but hold
There
on.
went Peacemaker. He was
Here we
trying to.
go.
There we go.
I gotta take it
There
off.
they are.
They're
Yeah.
by the way not a sponsor of Otter Pops.
No, but they
yet-
do have 6 zippy
yet,
flavors.
Mike, will you email Otter Pops
I
for
sure
us?
will. I'll do
Okay.
that right now.
Let's see, but not a sponsor this week, but maybe next week. There you go. That's
know
the
why we don't do
potential.
this more often.
We should just.
We should just talk about brands that we would love to have sponsor us.
Oh man, so there you go. That's just people who are listening are just listening. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to go online to see. But there is-
Otterpops.com. You can get the full experience.
Yeah, Louis Blue Raspberry, Strawberry Short Kook,
By the way-
Kook, Sir Isaac Lime, Alexander the Grape, Poncho Punch, and Little Orphan Orange.
By the way, it's more fun with the otters, is what it says on their webpage.
That is what I've usually.
And
that's how I live my life. It's always more fun with the otters.
and there are other otters.
Than those.
Those aren't the only ones.
Oh, you know what? You want to find out more about them?
Go find out.
Go check out and go tell Otter Pops, hey,
Oh,
I heard about it
these
on
are so
Bros
good.
Heroes.
yeah, they'll give you a 10% discount.
No, they won't.
Sure they will. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, this is my favorite image ever.
I can't believe we spent so
Look
much
at this.
time on this, but it's
Look at
kind of
this.
fitting for this episode.
Why are they having an otter pop with a knife and a fork for Thanksgiving?
Because it's a pumpkin pie.
Look at that. That is insane.
Because it's a pumpkin pie Otter
This
Pop.
person's just pulling one out of their pocket. You know what that means? Wet pants. They're
Okay.
having it for
Okay.
Thanksgiving.
Let me try to pull this back in. First of all, before we dive in, I want to say thank you guys so much.
Just like the Pilgrims did.
Yeah.
They had their Otter Pops.
Thank you guys so much for the uptick in likes and comments and everything. We appreciate it very much. I haven't been able to get back to them a lot, but I have seen them working on some. But please, just give me a little time. But
Give them a little time, guys.
Thank you all so much for it all. I do appreciate it. Mike appreciates it too. We both appreciate it very much. But what we wanted to do is, of course, the thing that seems to always be what everybody loves here, at least gets us the most attention, has been our Peacemaker shorts. That's how it's always been. Yeah. And then in turn, because of the Peacemaker shorts, it has been the episode that we did covering the series that the shorts are from, which is Peacemaker Tries Hard, which came out just back a couple of years ago in 2023. Was when the first issue came out here of the series we're about to cover. Written by Kyle Starks, art by Steve Pugh, colorist Jordie Bellaire, and the letterer is Becca Carey. And this is a series that we absolutely love. It's a great one. We laughed our ass off the first time. Obviously, a lot of people love it too. It's what everybody comes to us for, at least to watch and do that. So we figured now that we do video, we could at least do the episode with some video for people to sit there and see them.
You know what I didn't do?
Hold on. I know what you did.
Yeah.
You talk. I have it sitting there to the side.
Yeah. I forgot all about it until you said something. But yeah, it definitely has to be part of this. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You tried hard.
I figured, so I had it sitting over there.
Yeah. How do you not?
Yeah, there you go. That's for sure. Now I know what's going to be in the thumbnail for this week's. Did you put the glasses on last time?
Well, maybe not. I don't know. I got to put them under. There we go. Oh, it looks great.
Does it when you look down at the thing, though? Here's the thing.
I look like...
When you look down at the laptop in front of you, it's like during the show, you're looking at the laptop, and so you're constantly like this. I've noticed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to do that anymore. Okay. I'll look up.
Well, no. I'm just saying. It's just because the guy who usually sits there is like 15 feet tall. And so
that's true.
You never look at the camera. Anyway, let's go ahead and dive into recovering. Well, I guess I'll explain. And then on Wednesday this week, we're going to also recover, because we've covered a long time ago, so Mike forgets. And also, we're going to dive into it a bit more. I forgot to. Of the actual origin and start of Peacemaker as a character. And I'm going to dive into that a little bit more, so that's what you're looking forward to on Wednesday. We are getting you prepped for Peacemaker Season 2, which starts August 21st, I believe. I should probably check that out.
Yeah.
I'm
so
as I bring up the first cover there of Peacemaker Tries Hard. Now, if you have been with the show, you probably know the story of this. So you can just follow along. We can have fun again, just laughing about it together.
Sure.
Or there might be some things we miss that we covered on the last one, or some things that we didn't get last time that we'll cover on this time.
I think there'll be some stuff we missed.
That's the beauty of it is that you can listen to both and get a different experience each time. I'm trying to see.
Me too. It's hard to see out of this mask.
Yeah, Season 2, August 21st. So on 10 days away from today.
Yeah.
When we record this, but let me make it full screen to get into it. So our story opens up with people. By the way, I guess if you didn't see there, but we're like 10 minutes in. This is a Black Label comic when it came out. This is very mature, and it is for mature audiences.
Yeah, don't give this to your babies.
I am saying this now. If you've gotten this far listening and you just heard Mike say shit a couple times, it's probably going to get worse just based off. I know. Well,
it's honestly, right there at the bottom of the page.
Yeah, that's why I'm giving the thing now.
There's the word flog.
As you also see my cover, my issue, I have right here hanging behind us. But so I just wanted to put that out there. I don't know where I was going with that, but I just wanted to put that out there. What I do love is it's like our issue 1 opens with two people just kind of talking at the supermarket, and they're looking at like a tabloid thing, and one of them goes, "You see this? They're making a movie out of Tales of the Black Freighter." Now, Tales of the Black Freighter is a comic within a comic. I think we might have talked about this last time. But the Watchmen comic, which was critically acclaimed by Alan Moore from back in 1986, which I'm pretty sure is still the only graphic novel to ever be on Time's list, like 100 list of books you need to read, or greatest books of all time. Probably. It's up there. The thing is you'll go back and read it now and be like, oh, what was so great? We have to understand at the time the way it deconstructed everything. It was just ahead of its time. Anyway,
Man, I say that about movies all the time. It's always context, and these kids don't have context for these movies.
Exactly, and I see it now, and I can't necessarily blame people, and I never tell somebody, oh, you have to read Watchmen, because like it might not hit you the same way. And I missed it, I think, a little bit too, but I can still appreciate it just because of the sheer amount of like old comics and stuff we've read. But when that came out, as I go on this little nerdy tangent, and when that came out in like 86, like all those ideas were new at the time of kind of like taking the look back.
God, 86.
Yeah. 85, maybe it was 85 into 86. Same with Frank Miller's Dark Knight, the Dark Knight Returns. Like the dark, brooding old man, like, Batman, like all that stuff was new at the time. But now things from that have been taken and like, either paid homage to or just flat out used in other stories so much that they've become kind of like tropes themselves, which is, it's very weird to see something that was deconstructing tropes turn out to be a trope itself in a way. But
well, you're seeing a lot of that in Peacemaker. You're seeing a lot of that in Superman now. I mean, James Gunn just loves to invent and reuse old things.
Yeah, but so all that to say, The Black Freighter is the comic book that is in Watchmen. Like when Alan Moore did Watchmen, he has the story, like the comic of Watchmen, but there's also like excerpts from like a biography that one of the heroes in the world is writing. Okay. There's like, part of like, there's this comic in there. It's like things to world build in the Watchmen universe as it's all going to kind of flesh it all out. Yeah. So they're talking about, they're making a movie out of this. Can you believe it? Oh, it's probably not going to even be true to character. They're going to mess this up and ruin it from how the original was. Like, and they're poking,
which is what everybody says before anything new comes out.
Exactly. Yeah. This is a very self-aware story too on it, and I absolutely love. I can't praise it enough for how much fun. But they're arguing, talking about how they're going to change it in all of this. All these writers think they know better. When you get to like, oh, you don't know who the F I am, and it's finally Peacemaker arguing with the cashier at the store. We get an introduction. Go ahead.
This comic and the Peacemaker series in and of itself feels very much like a Bugs Bunny cartoon. Like with the Daffy Duck stuff, right, where they would break that fourth wall and they would talk about things that had happened before and all that stuff. I think it's this is very much like that.
But it's a different fourth wall break in a way of where it's not like Deadpool to where it'll like turn to the camera and like look at you, but it you can tell how.
I guess that's the ultimate Bugs Bunny one, huh?
Yeah,
Deadpool. Yeah,
yeah, I would think so. I think more though that it's, or at least what I love from these is it knows how ridiculous it is at times, and it doesn't shy away from it.
Just like Andy Cap.
Exactly. But my point is like it knows what it's going for, and it just leans into it all the way, and that's why it's so fun. It's the same way as like sometimes when I watch like Marvel movies, or at least there for a bit. I haven't seen them in a while, and that's no knock on the product. I just kind of got. I couldn't follow it all. I couldn't follow it all. I heard Thunderbolts, and I still need to see Fantastic Four.
Thunderbolts was very good. I really enjoyed Fantastic Four.
So I still need to see that.
But I didn't like either one of them more than Superman.
And so like that's the thing that was when I watch those Marvel movies is sometimes it would feel like things would happen and they'd be like, oh yeah, no, but it's a comic book world, and poke fun at it. But it felt like Superman was like, yeah, this is a comic book movie, and we're gonna have fun, and we're just gonna suspend everything and just completely dive into and be what we are. And
Superman was probably 3/4 of a lean in. Peacemaker is like 200% lean in,
Oh, I'm so excited for season 2. Anyway, and have you gone and watched any of the podcasts they've been doing that James
I have
Gunn
not,
and others?
No, I keep seeing it, but then Jam Lab comes up and I have to watch somebody eat ice pops.
I see that. So. Hey, Otter Pops, we're still waiting.
It's what it's what you like, right? I mean, it's what calms you down, and right now Jam Lab calms me down.
No, I totally get it. I'm just giving you a hard time. Let me go ahead and pick this up, or else this is going to be like a 2-hour episode.
Go. Shut up.
No, I will too.
I'll be over here making a piece.
I have to keep talking. So anyway, we get an introduction for those who don't know. Peacemaker trained from birth to be an expert in hand-to-hand combat and weaponry by his shitty no good dad. He loves peace so much, which is something that we'll find out on Wednesday. The shitty no good dad part comes along in the 80s when they reboot Peacemaker.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna give you a little backstory on some of that. You're gonna know more about Peacemaker. Anyway,
love it.
So he's arguing with the cashier, and she's like, "Nope, never heard of you." And And he's like, yeah, just because I haven't heard of a ton of jazz musicians doesn't mean they don't exist and they aren't good at their jobs. And I love this because the people behind him who were reading about the movie they were going to make then just start throwing out jazz musician names of like, oh, Miles Davis, Charlie Parker. And so like the whole time he's arguing with the cashier about, or he's having a conversation with the cashier because all he's checking out with is instant cake mix and protein powder. And she's like, you making some muscle cake? While he's having this conversation about muscle cake, there in the background, just Ella Fitzgerald, Louis Armstrong, just still throwing out jazz musicians. They get into an argument of where what is it? Nobody knows who he is essentially here.
Right.
And
if you don't know who he is and he walks in through that front door, what do? You
call the cops, I'm assuming.
That's what I would think, right?
Yeah. Anyway, there's a back and forth about if he would eat a spoonful of poop for peace. Because they ask what a superpower is, and he tells them that my deal is I'd do anything for peace, even kill for it. And at this point, I know that they draw the comics. Like I'm sure this, this was after Suicide Squad, so it's drawn to resemble Cena.
Yeah.
But I still, when I read lines, like I hear it in Cena's voice.
Oh yeah,
very much
no
like
way.
I don't know if we've talked about this on the show. I'm almost absolutely positive we have. But like anytime I read a Batman comic, still it's Kevin Conroy's voice for Batman, and it's Mark Hamill as the Joker. It does not matter what comic it is. That is what I always hear.
See, mine is always with the Dark Knight stuff.
I got you.
Yeah, because I was never really a
animated. I know.
Yeah.
So as he's leaving the store with his muscle cake makings
and his jerky,
he gets a call from Amanda Waller who tells him that there's a terrorist organization that's set up across from Star Labs. They are intending to break into Star Labs. He's going to have to cross state lines to go infiltrate it, though.
Star Labs is Flash, right?
Star Labs is Flash. It's in Central City usually.
Right, great.
And he's like, I thought I was done, serving all this. And she goes, yeah, but you still kind of have that bomb in your head. Also, like, we're paying your bills, and I thought you'd have a vested interest in taking out all these terrorists, since you like to, do anything for peace. And he's like, yeah. No, you have a point. Okay, I'll do it. And she's like, sent you the address. And he's like, all right. Hey, by the way, is the Suicide Squad there? I'm having a little get-together this weekend, and I'd really love if they would show up. And it scans him, and they're all just, like, waving off, like, no, tell them we're not here. And so she, like, puts her hand over the mic, and Captain Boomerang just leans in and goes, like, the last time we were there at one of his get-togethers, he wanted to show off his collection of VHS porn. And that's when she's like, VHS porn? And he's like, yeah. He said he found it in the woods, and Harley's like, that's disgusting even for me, is what she kind of sums back. And he just Waller just gets back on the phone and says, yeah, no, they're busy fighting Clayface. And
isn't that funny?
It is. And Peacemaker just says, I wouldn't want any part of that. They're going to be washing like him out from underneath their nails for weeks. All right. He goes to infiltrate this terrorist cell.
I used to find a lot of porn in the woods.
Did you really?
I did. Yeah, there was a.
Oh, you're being okay. I thought you were.
No, I'm being serious. Yeah, there was a bridge down from my house, and we would drive our bike. We would drive our bikes. We'd ride our bikes down there.
Okay.
And go under the bridge, and that's where all the teenagers toss their porn.
So it'd be like magazines.
And magazines, yeah, it was was all stuck together.
I thought you'd go down there and just be like cassettes that people just.
It's a little bunker, A little porn bunker.
Yeah, y'all made out of like boxes and trash.
Boy, nothing sounds worse than porn bunker, does it? That's a terrible phrase.
Oh man. Oh, so Peacemaker, not at his porn bunker.
Porn bunker.
Instead, fighting this terrorist cell. We get the joke in there that we made about last time about Dick Puppet Theater. That he used apparently he used as he was beating them up, he made them act out old musicals and stuff.
Did you ever see that?
It doesn't show it. They just talk about
Puppetry of the penis?
No, that's a thing too.
Yeah, it was an actual thing.
No.
Yeah, that was an actual thing. It was like on Broadway or something.
Okay.
Or maybe off Broadway, but still.
I believe you. Anyway, what this is setting up is while he's, defeating them all, they have a conversation of where they're like, nobody likes you, Peacemaker. They just flat out tell him. And he's like, yeah, y'all are all terrorists. And they're like, yeah, but we like hanging out with each other at least. And it just drives home this whole thing that he starts questioning of like, the Suicide Squad wasn't there when they needed to. Yeah. He keeps inviting these people, but nobody wants to come.
I always feel bad for him because nobody likes him.
Exactly, but they do a good job of that in the show, kind of too. But yeah, at the same time, you do feel for him.
I mean, he is a dick. But when you know his whole story, you really start to feel bad for this dude.
You do, and you just know that it's just misplaced in how he's doing
it. That's it.
He
will do the right thing.
Eventually.
Ultimately.
Usually, most of the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
He may kill a few people before he gets there, but he'll do it.
Yeah. But while he breaks up this terrorist cell, he calls Amanda Waller back to tell her it's all done. And there's a dog that they show up there, and they find out. He asks, like, whose dog is that? And he tells them, like, it's nobody's. It's just a
little
stray.
Frenchie.
It's just a stray. It's a little French bulldog, or maybe a pug. Is it? No. Is it?
I think it's a
It's a French bulldog. Yeah. But the guy's like, it's just this stray, and he's like, oh, that's so sweet. And the terrorist goes, yeah, but he's so dumb, so we should have named him Peacemaker. And Peacemaker's like, dude, do you
this
really?
This guy already has a finger up his nose.
And he's like, dude, do you really think this is the time to do that? Like,
that's what I'm saying.
So anyway, Peacemaker explains to the cops what happens and why he broke it up. But you get from the cops, he goes, I'm not coming to your party. None of us are. We don't know you, dude. Because that's who. Anyway, so
he's just inviting everybody.
Yeah, so you could come. I love this part. So anyway, so you could come check it out. There's going to be beer, cake, hot music, so many bangable chicks or dudes, whatever you're into. Like, that's just how he tells them. And the cop's just like, I'm not coming to your party. None of us know who you are. But he's there inviting everybody. And as he's driving home now with his new adopted dog, which does it show where, has he already named him?
No.
That's what I'm trying to.
No.
Yes, he does. He's like a little Bruce Wayne. He's such a fancy little gentleman. Do you remember this now?
Shit, yeah, now I remember.
So he names the dog Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Which leads to something hilarious.
Look at sad little Chris there.
It is sad,
Poor
Chris.
little sad Chris.
But as he's driving home, just thinking of like, maybe those guys were right. Maybe nobody does like me, and that's why nobody wants to come to the party.
Well.
And he's kind of like thinking to himself, and he's getting sad. And the dog curls up in his lap. And it's a very sweet moment. And he looks down at it, and he has a flashback to that good for nothing dad. Because you get a, hey, dad. And he talks about, if I hit all the targets on the obstacle course, you think we could get a dog? And his dad's like, hell no, Christopher. You can't trust anything that forms a loyalty without an ideology. Blind allegiance is a telltale sign of an empty-headed ninny fuck. Or a double agent. Yeah. Or a double agent. And I won't accommodate neither, is what he tells him.
Now, see, I never saw Ninny Fuck. I saw Ninny Fuck 2 down in the porn bunker, but never saw Ninny Fuck.
The porn bunker.
I love the fact that he and
I'm making sure to mark this one with a red E when I
love the fact
too.
that his dad and I are wearing the same shirt.
Oh, are you wearing khaki pants, Mike?
No, it didn't go all khaki.
You think he's also wearing a helmet, and that's why it's not showing his head then?
He could be. He had a bunch of them.
He did. Anyway, but
that's a big gun for a kid.
But little Chris has a very good point, and it's very sweet. He goes, but maybe that's a dog's superpower, seeing something worth loving in anybody.
It's true.
Is what his dad. But his dad obviously like, oh, that's stupid. Like, how could anyone ever love you? All right, now either hit all the targets, or I'm putting you in the moron box for 48 hours.
That's right next to the porn bunker.
And that's where it goes back to him in current time. And he gets out, and as he gets there, he's visited by his parole officer.
Yeah.
Now, there is something, well, I'll wait till we get there, I guess, but there is something we covered last time that we will get into. I'll just kind of give you a little bit, because if you've seen the shorts, obviously, you know this too. But I kind of eased Mike into this so he didn't know. And the week before we covered this last time, I covered the Red Bee, which was a character from the 1940s. And you can go back and watch that episode because it's a hilarious episode. There's one point where he like jumps from a moving car at 90 and just like hangs on. And he has one bee. Well, I don't want to ruin stuff, but still.
Michael
the bee. You remember his name.
Yeah. Hey, you know, the thing I do like about Peacemaker, and sorry, I won't take long, but is the fact that they keep bringing up all those old superheroes, even in the TV show. You know, we talked about Matter Lad and a couple of things.
Matter Eater Lad, yeah.
Yeah, I just love that.
No, absolutely. And I mean, we get...
Because these are heroes that nobody freaking knows.
Oh, for sure. A lot of people don't, except, just really good fans. I also enjoy that with the podcast that they're doing, if you are really big into that, like afterwards they go through and he's like, that's canon, that's not canon, that's canon, if you want to know. So Matter Eater Lad, he was like, in some way, shape, or form, yeah. He was like, I don't know if he's really like ate a whole Wendy's. I might be paraphrasing, like if he's eaten a whole Wendy's with Peacemaker, but like he exists in this world in some way, shape, or form. Like they go through the season and let you know like what moves over.
That's cool.
Aquaman was one of the things that I found from this spoiler alert. Yeah, well, is not necessarily a known hero in the DCU, is what he said.
Really?
He was like, I don't know if he's that like people know of him.
Oh gosh.
Not to say that like he's not there and around, but like the general public doesn't know about him.
I'd be okay if he never came back.
You really hate Aquaman. That's what I'm moving on. Oh, I haven't told you. When we get done with this episode, I'm swinging by the library because I found some Robin stories. One of them, hold on. I know you are not going to like this, Mike. I'm about to pepper Robin stories throughout the rest of the year.
Yeah, I know.
There's like 4 I'm getting to. 2 of them might be back-to-back weeks.
I'll try.
Well, here's the thing.
Real hard.
Well, no, here's the thing is I got good ones.
Okay.
And I also got one that is just super famous I'm going to pick up that is super famous in the world of comics, and we'll explain why. But you will enjoy the outcome of it. Well, I say that's very harsh because it involves a character dying. But still, I feel like you will at least be like,
yeah, I'm big on that.
At least I got that.
That'd be great. Yeah. Okay.
I'll save all that though.
It's not that Robin 3000 or whatever, is it?
No, we already did Robin 3000.
Okay, yeah,
because that was
gross.
Yeah. But so we did the Red Bee, whose real name is Richard Riley. Was back in the day. He was a district attorney, but he also fought as the Red Bee.
Yeah.
So the week before we covered Peacemaker, I covered the 40s character, and I knew that Mike might not necessarily remember his alias as
Sure.
Richard Riley the whole time
Sure.
we were doing this. So then when Red Bee finally appeared, it was a nice little surprise for Mike.
It was very nice. And here's the thing: this Red Bee guy, he was a real goofball in the original stuff,
and they've made him really.
But
cool
he is a
in this.
badass in this.
He is, and he's so poignant. Like after you get done with this, I freaking loved Red Bee.
And I mean, if Peacemaker can have an eagle, he can certainly have a bee.
Yeah, which by the way, I thought maybe in doing my research, looking back in Peacemaker, that Eagly existed before the show, but it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Anyway, so Richard Riley here is his parole officer for Task Force X, which is the Suicide Squad, obviously,
Right.
which is who Amanda Waller is still leading the Suicide Squad from the beginning. I guess I should have explained that. Anyway, he has to come by since he's on parole still. He crossed state lines to break up that terrorist cell. So that's against his parole. So his parole officer, Richard Riley, swings by and he's like, hey, Chris, you crossed state lines.
Yep.
He's like, that triggered it. You can't, and Chris is like, go ahead. He goes, that breaks parole. I got to take you in. And he's like, no, ask Amanda Waller. Like, she sent me.
Yeah.
I'm the one. He's like, all right, I'll check with her if that's the case. And he's like, oh, who's your friend? And he introduces him to the dog.
Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. And he goes, Chris calls him, Waller called me on a mission. And he goes, yeah, I hope that's true because I'd hate to see you back there. And if you're talking about to Belle Reve, the prison.
Right.
And if you violate your parole enough, I'll have to take you down. And I always get my man. And then he gets lost in thought. Richard goes, and he goes, except for that goddamn war wheel.
Ooh.
And you're like, what? You'll see about the
Yeah,
war
yeah,
wheel
yeah.
later. But then he snaps back too, and they come through, and Richard points out to him, oh, instant cake. You realize you need at least eggs for that, and like a pan. Like I've looked in your fridge, and all that's there is like a half-empty jar of pickles and a bottle of mustard. And then Peacemaker's like, dude, no. All you got to do is add cake. It's instant. And he's like, no, I'm sorry, bud. You need like eggs and oil to grease the pan. You have a pan, right?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, are you kidding me? I got to go back to the store. So Peacemaker has to go back to the store to get everything for his cake mix. And as he's going to leave, he asks him, like, can I take the dog with me? And he's like, not unless he's a emotional support animal. So he realizes he has to leave Peacemaker has to leave Bruce Wayne at home as he goes and grabs everything. And then as he takes everything back, he realizes somebody's kidnapped Bruce Wayne.
The brain.
And there's a note left from the brain, which is just a brain.
It's just a brain in a jar, right?
It is.
Yeah.
And he has a partner that we'll get into named Monsieur Mala.
Yeah.
So the brain tells him to meet him at the water treatment center. So he sneaks up and like kills a city worker.
Which I don't get, but sure.
What do you mean? Oh, the water treatment?
Why does he have to kill the guy?
Well, no, he just thinks everybody's in on it. So
Right.
he like pops up and he snaps the guy's neck and he goes to kill the next guy. And he's like, oh, something smells nasty. And he turns around and he's like, oh, what are you doing, Dookie man? And he's like, taking you henchmen out. And he's like, what, henchmen? He's like, no, I'm a city employee, man. He's like, I work here at the water treatment center. He's like, shit, I just killed one of you guys. And that's where he's like, oh, was it Gavin? Because like Gavin says a registered sex offender, man. And I mean like a bad one. So I wouldn't sweat that. And Peacemaker's like, he did look like a Gavin.
They did look like a Gavin.
So he's like, all right, can I ask you to do me a favor? And
I just love how he's covered in shit.
And so he washes them off, and we meet, the Brain, who, and Monsieur Mala, who is a
sentient gorilla.
A very smart gorilla who can speak. And they let him know that they have kidnapped Bruce Wayne because
is sentient reserved just for things that aren't normally alive? Or can a gorilla be sentient and that means he thinks? Well, I guess they're thinking anyway.
I don't
know. That one catches me weird.
I'm gonna speed.
All right, smart combat gorilla.
Yeah, I'm gonna speed up a little bit more just so we're not in all this time. But so they let him know that they have stolen Bruce Wayne because Brain has to the point of where he's trying to clone and make a body to put his brain into finally. He's tired of being a brain in a jar. And they want the best body possible, and that is the body of Deathstroke. Now, Deathstroke is a Batman villain who is known as, one of the greatest assassins of all time. Somebody who can, like Batman needs a lot of prep time, and it takes
Idris
a lot
Elba?
of work to be. No.
Or is that Will Smith?
Neither of them.
Oh.
Will Smith was Deadshot.
Deadshot always confuses me with the other one.
And Idris Elba was Bloodsport, right? I think it was Bloodsport.
Sport Shot.
Joe Manganiello, if you ever saw the after credit scene for Batman vs Superman, he was going to be Deathstroke.
Oh, okay.
So they want, and Peacemaker's like, you want me to steal that body? Like, all right, I'll go ahead and do that. He's like, no, if we wanted somebody to actually apprehend like Deathstroke, we'd have called somebody capable, like tried to get Batman, and even he would have needed a lot of time to prepare for that. No, we need to send you out to just General Mortis's lab to get a DNA sample of me to clone his body.
Okay.
Like, that's all we need from you, and that's why we've kidnapped your dog. So he agrees to this, and they send Mala with him to be his partner in all this. Because that's when he's like, so you want me to go kick Deathstroke's ass? And they're like, no, like we kidnapped your dog just to go get the DNA from Immortus. So they drive back to...
I love there's a scene that the dog's just licking his ass.
Oh, yeah, when they show him. Yeah. There's parts... Oh, yeah. So Mala,
all the helmets.
Mala and Peacemaker go back to Peacemaker's home to get prepared for... breaking into Immortus's lab and stealing the DNA back. And they have a conversation about honey, which I've made a short on here recently. That's fantastic, of where honey comes from.
It's honey hole.
It's honey hole. They also then have a conversation about all the different helmets that Peacemaker has. And he's trying to figure out which one he wants to take with him. There's the human rocket helmet, which I'm pretty sure we saw in the TV
Turns
show.
into a rocket. Yep.
There's the Bane voice one. There's Underwater World, Oil Slick. I think one's a flamethrower.
Oil Slick.
There's one that Mike liked last time that was the Fuck Beam.
Fuck Beam.
There's X-ray vision. And then Mala points to one that says shrinkage, and he's like, yeah, that one shoots a beam that recreates how your man bits act when you get in cold water. Imagine you're throwing hands and suddenly your dick and balls start turning up inside you.
That'll do it.
He's like, oh, that's a total mind F, man. And that's a fight I win every time. So he grabs the fuck beam and helmet, and they get ready to leave and sack up. Oh, that's the thing.
Sack up.
I love this. He sacks up. Well, he's like has a sack over his shoulder.
Smaller
I think,
sack.
at some point in time. Maybe
if you wear the
does
shrinkage one.
That's true. I do love while they're looking at the helmets. Peacemaker goes, "My dad made these. Maybe the only nice thing he ever did. I'm not crying. I got a scratched cornea from tearing some terrorists' new buttholes yesterday. My eyes just leaking."
That'll do it.
And Mala puts his hand on his shoulder and says something in French that we can all just assume is very comforting. And Peacemaker tells him, "I don't understand what you're saying, dude. I only speak American, but I think you're being kind, and that's a lot more than my dad ever did." Which is a very just nice panel between the two of them.
I mean, it took a gorilla, but sure.
And so they're driving out, and they start singing along to the 80s music that he's cranking up. And he also, like, after they turn up the music and they realize that they have the same shared like of music, Peacemaker's like, "Dude, I'm having a party this weekend. Would you like to come?" And Mala just gives him the thumbs up, and he's like, "Hell yeah, dude." He's excited. He finally found somebody to go to a party with him.
I like that one helmet that lights up in the middle. That's kind of nice.
Exactly.
Yeah, the fuck beam.
Yeah. Well, that's not what one are you wearing right now, Mike?
I'm wearing the Amazon helmet. I think is what I'm wearing.
That he gets to later.
The one I got from Amazon.
That one. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, Richard's dealing with his bees, of course, because he's Red Bee.
I wouldn't tell you if my junk had shrunk.
That's fair.
Fair
enough. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And he realizes that Chris is off to state lines again. I got to go figure out what's up here. So,
God, that's a great little. I love that. Just that those two stand in there
Yes.
with the big guns and all this stuff,
it's
just
very- yeah,
looking like they're gonna
very
rip everybody a
action
new
movie.
asshole.
and
Yeah,
I love
it's
how they
great.
get there, and it's just this one little like guard tower out in the middle of nowhere. And
Yeah.
it says, "Don't mind our mess. We're under construction." And Peacemaker goes to open the door, and it's just unlocked. And they start walking down in there, and there's nobody around. Like no
There they are.
henchmen. And I love this because Peacemaker's like, "Where is everybody?" And on the back wall, you get henchmen. Enjoy your henchcation while we renovate. And there's a henchman of the month like poster back there.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's great. And he's like, "All right, so I was gonna be so stoked to go ape shit on a load of henchmen." And he's like, "Shit, sorry, man. No offense on the ape shit thing." And he's like, "Do we even know where this vault is?" And then about that time, they hear people clanging around and working because demolition team is there. And demolition team is from the 80s.
The old DTs.
They are essentially here, it tells you. They're a supervillain construction team. Evil laborers, but good union folk. Their dues are always up to date. But what they are is they're essentially renovating Mortis's, like, helping him install all the traps and everything. Like,
Sure.
you wonder, like, who installs all this for supervillains?
Yeah.
It's demolition team.
Yeah.
And so they have just finished putting, I love, that's a damn fine hole, all right, as they're just like looking at like a trap they've laid there. And they want to test it to see if the lasers work and the razor blades that are down there. And like, all right, get a death trap diagnostic device.
God, they're just dropping a cat in
Well,
there.
and he rolls over there and he's like, all right, got you, Rosie. 1 bag of kittens. That is their death trap diagnostic device.
Why can't it be full-grown cats?
Well, and Peacemaker's like, evil construction workers, is nothing sacred? As he goes to drop a kitten. Don't worry, though. Peacemaker is not going to allow any
He did
abuse
it.
to animals here. He will completely give a headshot to this guy as he kills the guy off the sledge, the steamroller.
But who's to say some of those cats didn't fall down that hole?
Well, it looks like the one's hopping away that he had there. That's the
Okay.
beauty of this, is in all of this, no animals were hurt, it seems like.
Oh, fantastic.
So the bag opens and all the cats break out free as you get an adorable pile of kittens there. And a fight ensues between Demolition Team and Peacemaker.
Fucker.
No, just says fucked. Yeah, because it's the beam. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the fuck beam.
Yeah. I do love how he's sitting there choking a guy out and they're asking for help. And one guy's on his lunch break because he's like, I'm taking my lunch break. And they're like, oh, Jackhammer's getting there choked to death. And he's like, I get a mandated 30-minute break every 4 hours I work. You got a problem with it? You can take it up with the union
They are
steward.
good union folks.
Yeah, and she goes, but Jackhammer is the union steward. Like, I
Jackhammer.
can't take it up with him because he's getting choked.
His name is Jackhammer.
It is.
That's nice.
They knock them all out. Peacemaker-
Collision.
Yeah,
Eat
Peacemaker
it,
and
dummy.
Mala high five. And they're about to, like, as they're looking for where they're going, he's like, hey, lunch break, why don't you just tell us where the general keeps his valuables? And since he's on his lunch break, he just points and shows them where
Why do
it's
they
at.
have Wonder Woman's panties?
Because the Mortis is weird. They do draw Mortis as a creeper here. We do get a picture of Snowflame. We get some Ging Gold, which is what caused the Elastic Man to be elastic. There's other things in there that I'm sure that I just do not get the reference to that I...
Oh, his penguin's
umbrella and stuff like that. Yeah. And he knocks something off, a bowl off of a tower, and it turns out to be hard candies. And Immortus tells him that there's going to be little carpet hairs mixed all in there now. You utterly ruined my hard candies. Like when he puts them back in the bowl. Immortus tries to stop him. Peacemaker feels bad about beating up an old guy.
He's an old Nazi, right?
I don't know if he's an old Nazi.
He sure looks like an old Nazi.
It does. When they introduce him, they talk about he's a criminal genius and master strategist, hundreds of years old. Anyway, he tries to stop them, but he forgets what he's doing while he's stopping them. So Peacemaker is able just to kind of go and, I think we're out of order here somehow.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And he's just able to go and like give him a little flick of the nose to knock him out. Oh, and they found the DNA, which is a hair. And he doesn't know if it's a pube or if it's a mustache hair, but he just kind of like shrugs it off.
They do look the same.
And he takes one of the cats with him there. He's like, life's funny, you know? Like, it's messed up. You guys stole my dog to blackmail me in this, but I'm honestly glad it happened. I've already had a great time with you today, my dude. Like, talking to Mala. And about that time, he's like, I really think I've made a friend for, and he's about to say life, when Mala just lets his machine gun that he carries unload in the back of Peacemaker.
Oof.
And then he talks to Brain, telling him, he's like, we've acquired the material. And Peacemaker's like, you can talk? And He's like, yeah, I speak a dozen languages. I just didn't wish to speak to a cretin like you. And he's leaving, and he's like, did he really believe that you were friends? Like, they're mocking him as he leaves.
Poor Peacemaker.
He does. And he's like, there wasn't anyone in there to mess with, but we got this. Like, all right, he's like, we didn't even need him. Like, it was a waste of time. And Brain's just like, better safe than sorry. And then Molly goes, wait till you hear what this imbecile thinks honey is, Brain. You're going to die from laughter. Oh, man. So they make fun of him while he's sitting there and he's down, and they just leave him kind of to die there.
That's a great image.
Oh, there, Peacemaker.
There's
3.
just so many good ones in this.
There is. We then get in the issue 3, like we get a flashback of where like Peacemaker comes to help for his dad. He's been
Love that
beaten up.
they never show his face.
They never show his face. And he's just been beaten to mess. And he's like, these guys, there were grown men, like 4 of them, and they took stole my bike. Can I get help? And his dad's like, why would I help you? And he's like, I worked all summer. Like, I took bullet shells from the firing range from the scrapyard for 2 summers to afford that thing. And he's like, I'm not going to help you, kid. I can't be associated with this. You know how humiliating it is for me to like go help you because you got beat up? And he's like, Dad. And he's like, if a man can't handle his own business, then he's as useless as a turd in a toilet bowl. You know who wants to help a turd, Christopher? No one. Because no one cares about a useless little piece of shit is what he kind of tells him. Like, his dad's
guy.
the worst.
What a guy.
Right. He goes, now get out of my face before I black your other
Well, he's
eye.
also a T-3000 or whatever.
Oh, that is true.
Right.
He's a Terminator. I guess it's kind of out of order. I didn't realize it was for this, but
okay.
We'll do that. And so we get that flashback as Peacemaker finally pulls himself together and finds this bar and walks into the women's room.
God, his
as
poor
he's cleaning
back.
himself
Jesus.
up. Yeah. As he cleans himself up, and he has like feminine napkins all like, taped to himself and stuff in there. And the bartenders ask him if she's okay or if he's okay. And he goes on this whole thing. He's like, I'm kind of becoming aware that nobody, really finds me likable. My only friend is a dog that I just met, right? And he probably doesn't even know me well enough to make a decision on that, actually, which is mute anyway, because some dudes kidnapped the dog to trick me into doing something for them. And it feels awful because not only is my friend gone, but I'm so desperate for attention, I was actually excited to be needed by these type of people who stole the dog in the first place. Like, he's having this very real, like, introspective moment.
Yeah.
Right? He's like, it turns out they didn't even need me for the job. They betrayed me and they tried to kill me. And they would have done so if it weren't thanks to my mostly bulletproof costume. So, no, I'm not okay. My current existence is fraught with utter loneliness and all-encompassing incompetence. I'm an unloved, worthless failure that no one needs in their life. And she just, like, there's a moment between them. She goes, I meant, like, maybe you needed a doctor or something because you've got a tampon stuck in some sort of wound there. And he's like, oh, that. Yeah, I'm in tremendous pain. Like, after the whole thing. And he gets into an argument with some of the patrons there who are like, we don't accept superheroes in here. And he's like, no, our villains in here. And he's like, no, I'm a hero.
What are they going to do about it?
You just walked into a women's restroom. That's not very, like, hero-y. And they're like, yeah, I just guess that they're, this bar in the middle of nowhere, a racing bar, that was a good chance of nobody being in the, restroom there. But you're right. I'm not much of a hero. And he, like, has this moment of self-doubt.
Yeah.
When Demolition Team shows back up and starts beating up the patrons of the bar, to which Chris decides, all right, I have to stick up for him. And he fights them. One other thing, though, he ordered orange juice from the bar, and he throws it in one of the people's faces. Yeah. Because they talk about, like, oh, because of you, now it's been 0 days on the job without a workplace incident. We had bonuses coming. And when they do that, like, the other one looks at him and is like, oh,
who's paying their bonuses?
I don't know. He's like, oh, you sick freak. Orange juice in the eyes. You might as well have thrown acid in his face, which is a very good point. And then he, like, throws an ashtray to knock him out that way. Just easy knockout. I love the
wordplay in this thing. Yeah.
This whole, like, I can't tell you enough how much I love this comic.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I'm trying to do a good job of just overcompassing it all as a story and explaining it.
Yeah.
But do yourself a favor and go back and read it. It is so good.
It's very good.
It is so good. And honestly, nothing made me feel better when it happened than when I think it was on Instagram when Steve Pugh kind of liked one of the shorts we made from it, the artist of this.
Oh, cool.
That it is just something that I can't just push enough for people. If you love the character, please go read the series.
This is really a great one.
It is so good. And I think they're working on something else together. I think I read that they are paired together for another Black Label book. I don't know if it's another Peacemaker.
You said Demolition Team came from where?
It's the 80s, I believe.
80s. Okay, that makes total sense because they seem like they were set up for like a toy line or something.
Yeah, kind of.
Because they're always dressed like that, you know?
Peacemaker is able to demolish the demolition team, and that's where everybody's in the bar is like, hey, I wish Delmont could have seen that. He would have been impressed. Like, you really looked like a hero there. And Chris is like, yeah, it was pretty badass, wasn't it? Even somebody on demolition team goes, it really was fine work. And he's like, shut up, Scoop Shovel. Like,
Scoop Shovel.
Oh, man. But so he decides, all right, I'm going to go save my dog. You're right. I can't just sit here and like pout about this. I got to go do this. So he heads out and he drives back home, and he's getting ready and he bandages himself up and he's getting ready to leave the house when Richard shows up with handcuffs and he's like, sorry, Chris, I can't let you go. You broke parole. And he's like, get out of my way, man. And Red B can't, and a scuffle ensues between them. And that's when Peacemaker finds out, oh shit, Richard used to be a hero.
Red B's a badass. Yeah. That's what he found out.
Because he like ducks out of his way and he kind of gets punched and like given the good old 1-2. And there's even a moment where Peacemaker's finally able to get the upper hand and he starts choking Richard out when a bee starts flying around him all, you know, like close by his face. And he's like, get away. This bee's psycho, which we come to find out is Michael.
It's a little Michael.
But Red Bee uses that opening to kick him in the face and kind of get the upper hand and put the cuffs on him. And he's going to put him in the car to take him back. And he's like, I hate to do this. He's like, you don't understand. They took him. They took Bruce Wayne. And that's when Richard's like, wait, hold on. What happened to Bruce Wayne? Because he's met the dog, obviously.
Yeah, sure.
And being Red B, he has a soft spot, you would think, for, you know, other animals there. He's like, what's going on here, Chris? So Chris tells him the whole story with Mala and Brain.
Yeah.
And so he's like, so what's your deal? He's like, used to be some badass hero. And that's where Red Bee tells him, once upon a time, long ago, they called me the Red Bee, which is the same exact costume from back in the 40s.
The dumbest costume in the world, but it looks great.
Peacemaker brings that up because he's like, what was your deal? Were you like enacting a one-man war on subtlety?
It's those puffy sleeves,
what's up with those sleeves? Were you wearing a super blouse, my guy?
That's right.
But he's like, nah, these sleeves were the rage back then is what Red Bee tries to make it seem like.
Were they?
Yeah, but anyway, he tells him, or he's like, what, so did you have a gun, like a ray gun or something? The Red Bee, like it was a stinger gun or something? And he's like, no gun, just a good right hook and some trained bees. And that's where Peacemaker's like, oh, you can control bees. Dude, okay, like a whole swarm? That's hardcore, bro. And he's like, no. I just have one bee. And that's where Peacemaker's like, hold on, what do you mean one bee? He's like, bees are like friends, Chris. You only need one if it's really good. And that's where he kind of has this moment. He's like, all right, so me, Red Bee, and one guy, we're going to go, like, save our dog back. Okay, I guess we'll see how this goes. He doesn't necessarily trust the process, but
He's got tons of bees.
Yeah, but he only has the one.
He's just got the one that he fights with, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hate...
And his little mask is just on him all the time?
When he fights, yeah.
Okay.
That takes us to... Oh, hey.
Yeah, it's the same one.
It is the same one.
Nice.
Issue 4 is what we have hanging up there. Red Bee is now going to help Peacemaker get his dog back. And we see that, obviously, to figure out where Brain is, he wants to hunt down General Immortus. So Peacemaker and Red Bee hunt down Immortus. And Immortus doesn't want to help him at all. He tells him, like, if I wanted to, I could have, like, you know...
His head looks like a butt.
I could have my weapons, like, just blow this... thing. They're at a McShoney's, the diner. It's basically like a, you know, like a Shoney's in general, I'm assuming. But they call it McShoney's. And he's like, if I wanted to, I could have all my weapons just decimate this. And Peacemaker's like, and, you know, ruin your diner? I bet that. I highly doubt that. Where are you going to get your pecan pie from then?
That's true.
And he's like, all right, fine. You've called my bluff. All right,
what do you... a McShoney's.
Yeah, I wish we did too. He's like, what do you want? And he's like, I want you to tell me, you know, like where Brain's place is. And he's like, and why would I do that? And that's where Red Bee's like, because Peacemaker like, well, and Red Bee's like, come on, just like we practiced in the car. And that's where Peacemaker tells him, because if you don't tell me, I'm going to shove this napkin dispenser all the way up your old wrinkled ass. To which Red Bee looks, I love the way they draw his eyes of like, oh, that is not what we talked about. And I always loved that Immortus came back with this. Like, I was alive at the dawn of man. Like, it's this whole spiel of like how long he's been around. Yeah. He's like, I've been through countless things. I've seen so much. Do you really think, you know, that in all this, you honestly think that in all of my long life, I've never had a napkin dispenser in my rectum? Do you really consider that a threat to me? And he just kind of like sits there and looks at it. And I do love that Peacemaker just points at it. And there's like some silence that goes by. And Mortis just goes, well, you'd be right. And it was incredibly uncomfortable. And I despised it. Which I love. He's like, you boys are just really refuting all my bluffs today. So Mortis tells him where they can find, like where he thinks essentially. I don't know exactly where it's at. But in this general area is where you're going to find Brett.
Yeah.
So Peacemaker.
God, even on her phone.
Yes. It calls him the idiot.
It says the
so
idiot.
Peacemaker decides to call Waller to get some help.
Is that what's on her phone in the movie?
I don't
TV
think
show?
So. I don't think so. I don't know if she ever calls him. And yeah, it rings up the idiot when he calls her, and he tells her like, "Oh, somebody like Bruce Wayne's been kidnapped."
Yeah.
And she's like, "What? All right, prepare
She thinks
Task
it's a
Force
real
X
one.
immediately. Like, get the JLA on the line." And whoever she's yelling at goes, "But Task Force X is out trying to figure out." She's like, "Just do it." And Waller's like, "How do you know Bruce Wayne? How do you know he's been kidnapped?" And she's like, or Peacemaker's like, "Well, I met him at that little terrorist thing you sent us to the other night." And Waller goes, "Wait, what was?" And then he goes, Peacemaker goes, "And he was at my house when he was abducted." And that's where Waller goes, "What was Bruce Wayne doing at your house?" And Peacemaker tells her, "Eating beanie weenies and chilling out, being adorable." To which Waller thinks, "Beanie weenies. Are we sure we're talking about the same Bruce Wayne? Like, can you describe what he was wearing?" And Peacemaker then goes, "Yeah, he's a fancy boy. Very handsome, perfect little nose. Perfect little nose. Looks like he's wearing a nice suit." And Waller's like, "All right, yeah, no, that's definitely him, all right."
He's a fancy boy.
And she's like, "All right, I'm taking personal interest in this. Like, we'll be there in 15 minutes to rain hellfire on whoever did this." And he pulls the phone away to celebrate. And he's like, "Hell yeah, let's go get my dog back." And that's where Waller's like, "Your dog?"
Your dog.
And he's like, "Oh, I'm so excited. I didn't think you would ever actually help this. I'm so glad, I was all turned around, but now you're helping." Hello?
She was ready to blow his damn head off.
And we get a click, and she looks, and she's flipped, and she's holding the switch ready to blow the bomb in his head. And she just sighs and rests her head down, her face in her hands. We're introduced to another old throwback character, Johnny Blackhawk, who was a character from, I'm pretty sure Blackhawk.
I love those
back
pants.
in the 40s. Yeah, but he was like a kid pilot back in World War II, and they make jokes about that. But he flies them out to South America.
What do you think the use was for that? With those pants where they go out on the sides.
I have no idea.
It was always a pilot of some kind or something like that. You know?
But I have no clue what they were used for.
I don't know what that was for.
We get a
So
throwback
weird.
then. We find why Red B was so bothered by the war wheel, because back in World War II, he's leading his troops there, and they talk about how great the Red B is. And he sees some folks out while they're patrolling the streets of Germany, obviously. He sees some, I'm sorry, they're in France somewhere. But he sees some people out, and he tries to go tell them, "You need to go inside, like it's not safe out here."
Yeah.
He's just trying to protect the innocent people out there.
Voulez-vous get inside?
And while he goes out there, he realizes his guys are going down a dead end. And he's like, "No, you guys don't need to do that." And he goes to warn them, and they can't hear what he's saying over that. And about that time, it's rumbling out from the ground, and it's the war wheel. And the Red Bee watches the war wheel just kill the other people in his troop. And it shows his unit.
Yeah.
And it shows that's what he's dreaming of while he's sleeping there, while they fly over to what turns out to be South America.
It's the one he could never get.
Yep. It's the thing he can never stop.
It's his white whale.
It is his white whale. They're in South America trying to find the brain, and we find out that Peacemaker has on his it's not a poison, his anti-venom helmet to protect him from all the poisonous tree frogs that are in there.
Sure.
As they cut through there.
Man, that's just good thinking.
It is. And they come across this group who I love that it's this group of men there, and they're just like, "Hey, you guys seen a mad scientist supervillain hang out around here?" And next thing, they just pull all their guns on him. And it's like, "Well, this is bullshit." Or he goes, "This is a bullshit turn of events, and I hate it." And they're tied up there, and he's like, "I'm sorry, Richard. I should have never drug you into this, and we're going to be dead. It's because I'm such a mess up." And about that time, we get to see our old buddy Snowflame back. Everybody's favorite. Your favorite. My favorite. Somebody who is probably is a very racial stereotype. But as a character is hilarious. Because it's a Colombian, supervillain who is powered by cocaine.
Yep.
It does tell you cocaine-powered supervillain smuggler. Yes, we said cocaine-powered. And I do love that he just talks like, holy shit, this is what I'm talking about now. A little action, a little excitement, baby. Like he's just all amped up. This place used to be bumping, man.
Bumping.
Yeah. My man Brain had us smuggling guns, drugs, jewels. This is how I just imagine him, like, stolen art. We live life on the razor's edge, man. If it was profitable, Brain was in on it, man. No matter how illegal or dangerous. Now he's got me smuggling recreations of rare trading cards. And they're just kind of like sitting there while he's just rambling, telling him this whole thing.
Ric Flair is what I hear.
Woo!
Yeah, I hear
So
Ric
it's like,
Flair.
this crate, I can't even do it. Like, this crate here, I can't do the Ric Flair voice. I don't know what I was trying to do. This crate is full of knocked off limited edition sneakers. Woo! After everything, yeah. Because what is it? It's
Styling, profiling.
Yeah, but I just remember the limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, two-timing son of a gun. And I'm having a hard time keeping these alligators down, as he would stomp while he did that on his shoes. Keeping these alligators down. Anyway.
Flair.
Yeah, Snowflame is sitting there. He's like, all right, anyway, man, I just need some excitement. So I'm going to kill you, like to give us some excitement, but I don't know what to do with you. Man, I could crush you with my bare hands, burn you. And about that time, one of the guys, or one of the kids actually over there that's working for him, as you see a table full of cocaine.
Children
and he's
mixing
making
cocaine.
Eggs.
Sure.
Well, he's making eggs.
Oh, okay.
The kid is.
Right next to a big pile of cocaine.
Yeah, and he says something in Spanish, but you see piranha, and he's like, feed them to piranhas? Oh, shit. And Peacemaker's like, piranhas? Really, kid? And he calls him out for it, and the kid just kind of like stares back at him. And he's like, what are you making there? And he tells him he's making eggs. He's like, oh, come on, man, you're doing it wrong. You got to beat it. You got to make it fast. And he just like starts whisking eggs really fast because he's all hopped up on cocaine.
Is he?
He goes, you got to be fast, man. While they're doing that, Red B tells Peacemaker, get ready to make your move. Michael is working on the handcuffs. Peacemaker goes, dude, you just say crazy shit to me over and over. What is a bee going to do to handcuffs? And Red B goes, he's very strong. And we get a throwback to Michael lifting weights. 98, 99, 100.
Yeah.
Wonderful, Michael. So, yes, Michael picks the lock.
God,
and Red
look
B,
at that.
I love it. And Red B tells him, I'm going to get all the henchmen. You go ahead and take out Snowflame here. To which Peacemaker goes and gets ready to fight him. And before he decides to fight, Snowflame goes, let's have us a little party. And he like slams his head down into the cocaine and comes up as it's just dripping from his face. And he's like, fuel me, I always get this so hard, my cumulonimbus stimulant.
Cumulonimbus.
He's all hyped up on coke, man.
Huh.
Cocaine just giving him so much power.
Yeah.
Where he's like shooting like energy blasts from.
Yeah, I don't understand that part. The cocaine.
That's just how much. But it does. Like that's how it was even back in the 80s.
Yeah. I remember.
This is one of our first episodes.
It was the comic book with the cocaine and the guy that got AIDS.
It was the goblin,
right?
That was infected with HIV.
Yeah.
It was like a vampire that was infected with HIV.
Yeah.
That
That's
would
fun
give
for
people
kids.
AIDS. Yeah.
Kids love AIDS.
Yeah. No, that was like our third episode
Lemonade,
that we've ever done.
Limeade.
Oh man, there was the Hemogoblin and Snowflame. So
Band-Aid.
Red B is using the bee, using Michael and himself to take out all the henchmen while Peacemaker is battling Snowflame.
God, he's just nuts.
Yeah, and he's looking like he's lost his gun in the battle, and Michael brings it over there to him. And he's like, Michael, holy shit, you're strong. Like as he flies the giant gun over to him. Yeah. Red B tried to tell him. And he gets it to Peacemaker in time where he shoots point blank a shot right in Snowflame's face. Mm. And as the smoke clears, he's just like, shit, man, I didn't know we were getting crazy in here. As it does nothing to him. And he just punches him and Peacemaker falls to the ground. Mm. Snowflame decides to get another giant snort of cocaine. And as he comes up this time, he gets a poisonous frog stuck in his nose. And that's where Peacemaker tells him, ha ha, suck on that, asshole. No one tries to feed me or my friends to piranhas. And Red B goes, did you just Mickey his cocaine with a poisonous frog? And Peacemaker goes, yeah, but I feel real bad for that frog. Oh, wait, there it is. He's fine as the frog just hops out.
He came out.
And about that time, the kid making eggs, he's finished his eggs, and he goes, can you tell us where the brains base is? You know, where the boxes come from? And the kid just points.
It's that big thing sticking up over the hill
like,
there.
Yep, that'd be the Brain's base. And the Brain knows that they draw near. And he's like, are you ready for the forthcoming violence and destruction?
Who is this bad guy? What's his name?
Deathstroke.
Again? Deathstroke. Okay.
He goes, I was born ready. As we get to issue 5.
Babies.
Baby Deathstrokes. They're getting ready to, like, you know, float over to the base, and they tell, Johnny Blackhawk to stay back. But Peacemaker and Red Bee are getting ready to, you know, are floating over there to Brain's base. And while they have this conversation, he's like, dude, speaking of heroes, you should, you know what you should have called yourself? The Red Wasp. Wasp will sting you until your tongue falls out.
Wasps do sound a lot more scary.
Well, he goes, until your tongue falls out. But bees can only sting once and die. And Red Bee goes, well, me and bees have a similar outlook on things. Bees value family and the sanctity of life. They know that violence and death aren't really the answer to anything. And Peacemaker goes, lame. And Red Bee goes, bees know what happens when they sting. But he, like, tells them, like, bees know that they die when they sting. Like, they think about that. Like, they know that sacrifice. To, you know, to trade your whole world in, it'd have to be really worth it. You'd have to, you know, really love someone, or it'd have to be a great act of good. It's the ultimate sacrifice. As Peacemaker's just kind of looking at him with the bee. And then he goes, and anyway, if bees really want to kill something, they surround their prey and vibrate their collective bodies until they create enough heat to melt their organs of their victim. Peacemaker goes, okay, now that's badass.
Is that really a thing?
I think it might be.
Huh.
They are able to sneak into the Brain's compound as they're getting ready to think, all right, he's going to have a bunch of clone bodies then.
So they just get in a circle and twerk until somebody melts?
I think essentially, yeah.
Okay.
Dat BS, man.
Death by twerk.
Dat BS. But they see all these clones there, and Peacemaker's like, all right, I'm ready to kick some clone ass, as he jumps down there, and he's like, time to get murdered by Peacemaker, idiots. And the clones, as they get down there, they're all pointing like, no, that's where Brain's at. You want to go that way? And Peacemaker's like, wait, hold on. What's going on here? And they're like, no, the boss is that way. We really aren't the fighting henchmen. We're more like experiments and janitorial henchmen.
Janitorial henchmen.
And he goes, yeah, we're real life of the mind types. And Peacemaker's like, but you're evil, right? Like, you know, I get to beat up evil guys. And he goes, well, actually, we're not evil, despite being the clones of somebody who is incredibly evil. It's initiated some compelling nurture versus nature debates here. I just love the clown.
I love the fact that they're all cloned, but they're all having these debates with each other.
Exactly. And Red Bee goes, hey, why didn't Brain just, like, put himself back into his cloned body? And he goes, well, believe it or not, by the time he mastered the cloning process, he'd been in the ooze for too long. His original body rejected him. Anyway, we're all pretty smart and can see what's coming next, so we're all going to flee en masse. And he goes, we're not sure. I love this. We're not sure how the world will welcome 50 clones of the same man, but we're going to find out together.
Wow.
Oh, man. So they all leave, and they see that that Brain has been able to clone Deathstrokes, as we see so many Deathstroke babies. And the clone who looks like the other 50 who left en masse, there's another one there that goes,
I love how they have eye patches. They all have eye patches already.
Like Deathstroke, yeah. And
I
he's
know,
like,
it's just crazy.
please don't wake the Deathstroke babies. And Peacemaker goes, what did he say? And of course, you woke the Deathstroke babies as you see all the babies attack them. And the next panel we get, and I love this, it's just Red Bee going, I can't believe how many babies we had to just fight. And Peacemaker's like, I'm not going to sleep for like a month. I feel like crying right now. And Red Bee goes, well, you did say you wanted to fight. And Peacemaker goes, that's not what I meant, man.
He doesn't want to fight babies.
And about that time, they're then attacked by Deathstroke, world's deadliest assassin, probably the most dangerous man on Earth. And then he goes, I'm not Deathstroke, I'm Teen Deathstroke. And we get a new intro. Sorry, Teen Deathstroke, clone teenage version of the stuff we said before.
Oh, wow.
And he starts kicking Red Bee and
That's your fourth wall kind of break.
It is a little bit.
That's
He
nice.
starts kicking Red Bee and Peacemaker's ass there.
Yeah.
He's like, and Brain says I have to kill all intruders, but he's not even my real dad. And he's like, I don't even want to do this. Like, they're having this fight. And Peacemaker tells him, like, I know it feels like a lot when you're a burden and a disappointment. Like, you can't do anything right to earn love.
Yeah.
He goes, my dad wanted me to be a machine of war. Like, he trained me to kill from birth. And nothing I did was ever good enough. But you know what I realized? When you go to the airport, and I do really, like, again, this series is so good of balancing humor that is really funny
Sure.
and actually really good in depth, like heartfelt stuff.
Right.
While still being funny while it does it.
Well, and Gunn's good at that too.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
But I want to give like Starks.
Kyle
Starks a lot of credit for this
did a
because
great
it's really
job
well
with the
done.
writing. Yeah.
I love this series. And he's like, when you go to the airport, you have to take your shoes off and they scan your stuff. When you give blood, it gets screened. You have to pass a test to drive a car.
Sure.
But there's nothing that keeps any old loser from becoming a dad.
It's true.
And he's like, dude just puts a baby in someone's belly and they think they're king of the world. And he goes, but a good dad would tell you that you don't suck and that you're good enough despite what all those other assholes tell you.
It's a very low bar.
It is. He goes,
Yeah.
but it is. He goes, because you don't suck and you are good enough. He's like, a good dad wouldn't let you fight your battles alone. A good dad wouldn't tell you that what you're going to be when you grow up. They'd ask you what you want to be, and
Yeah.
they'd support it. And he tells them, he goes, I just want to dance and play video games. And Peacemaker goes, then go dance and play video games. And Teen Deathstroke goes, well, maybe I will. And he's like, good. Go be happy. You deserve it. And Teen Deathstroke goes, whatever. And he goes he moonwalks away then from them,
Yeah.
which is hilarious. And Red Bee goes, teens, am I right? And Peacemaker goes, I'm not sure how anyone survives past that age. It's exhausting.
Boy,
which he
that's
kind
the
of has a
truth.
really point. And as they're walking away, Red Bee goes, it really feels like that could have gone a lot worse. And Peacemaker goes, oh, yeah, man, we don't have any chance against anything older than a baby Deathstroke. That's a fact as they're sitting there leaving. So he's like happy that he talked himself out of it. As they get there, though, there's Bruce Wayne.
There he is.
His boy tied up, and he frees him from the cage as Red Bee's looking around at all these things, the Cyclone of Terror, the flying tank, the war wheel.
There it is.
It can't be. And he realizes he's kind of having this moment. The brain made all of these. And then we get from up in the sky, I did, but don't call me the brain any longer. I now have Deathstroke's perfect body, so you can call me War Maker, is what he calls himself. And it says genius level criminal, intelligent, perfect physical form, bred for combat, a deadly combination, because it's now
It's a good
the
villain
brain
name, too.
It is. It's the brain in Deathstroke's body.
Yeah.
And that Peacemaker's had it. He's like, you killed them. You killed my boys. He now finally has somebody to pin it on.
Sure.
And so Red Bee and Warhammer? Warmaker. So Red Bee and Warmaker are having their fight back and forth. And he's like, is that really the Red Bee? And he goes, Maul and I should have killed you two immediately, but we've been busy giving each other tandem handoms.
Tandem handoms.
Yep. And he's like, having flesh again is exhilarating, and this body is a dynamo of visceral pump and vigor. And that's where Peacemaker's just like, gross.
Grody.
Oh, man. And the Bee, War Maker goes, goodbye, Bee, as he's about to cut him with his sword or kill him. Peacemaker shoots a laser that, knocks it out of the way.
It just says laser beam.
Laser beam.
Laser beam.
And Mala just punches him right to the head.
Knock the fuck out,
Yeah.
it says.
And while he's knocked out, we get a flashback to Peacemaker where he goes, ain't you going to say, got nothing to say to me, Dad? Don't you know what today is? And his dad goes, yeah, it's another day I have to tolerate your useless idiot face. And you see Peacemaker just kind of knocked out still as Red Bee and War Maker are fighting. And War Maker is choking Red Bee to death. And about that time, Michael comes in and goes to sting War Maker right in the eye.
Right in the eyeball.
And that's where Red Bee's like, no, as he has Michael in his hand. Because Michael has given the greatest sacrifice.
Because he knows, yeah.
And Michael knew. That's the thing. It set it up. Michael knew, and Michael decided to sacrifice himself for Red Bee.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like, oh, Michael, no. And that's where Red Bee's like, you son of a bitch. And he grabs the sword that Peacemaker's knocked away, and he sneaks up behind him as War Maker's thinking to himself, great, now I'm going to have to transplant it to another body just when I got this one broken in. And he takes the sword and he slices
Slices his head open.
He does, right at where the brain stem
So
would
his
be.
brain pops out.
And the brain pops out from the body. And Bruce Wayne runs over to it and just starts shaking it. Bruce Wayne, the dog.
Yeah.
As Mala knocks the dog away and saves it. He's like, get off of it, you grotesque goblin. And Red Bee goes to finally check on Peacemaker and wake him up. And he's like, where's Bruce? He's like, there's my special man. But Mala's taken brain, thrown him into this little
Jar.
canister, and
Whatever,
dumped him into what we come to find out is chemo, which is what the group of terrorists stole. That's what they were trying to steal earlier.
Mm-hmm.
They were trying to see who stole Chemo from Star Labs.
Chemo.
Who is a giant, nigh indestructible form filled with toxic chemicals and acid, Brain's new body. And that is where we end issue 5, and it takes us to our final issue of issue 6 here of our story, to where essentially as Chemo, he's filled with like acid there.
Yeah.
So he can just
Yeah.
destroy anything by like, he can spit it out of his body.
He's an acid boy.
He is an acid boy. They fight Mala.
Sacre bleu.
Yeah, that's what he does when he does hit him. They fight Mala, and they're
Laser
trying to
beam.
fight Chemo too, or Brain as Chemo, and save Bruce Wayne.
Burnt hair smell.
It does. Oh, because he hit him with his laser beam.
Yeah, it's so good.
Chemo tries to spit out acid, or Brain does, in Chemo's body, but can't because he hasn't had lips. He goes, "It's hard to spit when you haven't had a mouth for a decade." And they're like just shooting laser beams at him, and nothing can, like, he's nigh destructible essentially, so it's not doing
Sure.
anything. He decides, whatever. Like, you weren't even supposed to be here. You're supposed to be dead. You're a brutish oaf who's made this who's made it this far despite himself, a doofus thorn in my side, who has ruined my plans and home by fluke. So I'm going to ruin everything in your life, starting with that lonesome little town you call home, is what he tells Peacemaker. He goes, and then I'm going to kill destroy the rest of the world. And they leave as you see all the clones.
Well, I'd like little teen Deathstroke down there playing his video games.
Yeah, and because the clone's like, are you going to even help me row, Junior? He's like, you're not even my dad. I don't have to listen to you. Chemo leaves to destroy the rest of the world, essentially, after he destroys Peacemaker's town.
Right.
And Richard decides, all right, the only thing we can do, like the one thing I couldn't beat, the war wheel should help us take him out somehow. And so they take it after him, and Peacemaker tells him, he's like, you sure you're comfortable driving this? And he tells him, like, I'm not comfortable at all, but it's definitely destiny, man. Avenging the loss of my squadron is the only thing I can do. And he goes, but you think it can help us stop Chemo? And Richard goes, it's the only thing that stopped the war wheel was the war ending. So I think it'll do the job.
Sure.
And as he's sitting there, he's like, I'm sorry, but there's no coming back from this. And Peacemaker tells him, well, shit, Richard, I wouldn't have brought my dog if I knew this was a suicide run.
I was going to say.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, well, I guess this is goodbye, little man, as he sits there and he looks down at the dog. He goes, I wish we would have had more time, but at least we'll be together. Oh, this might be out of order, actually. But, oh, well. And he goes, hey, Richard, I want to thank you for not betraying me and humiliating me like my last team up. Like, there's this really nice moment between the two of them.
Yeah.
And he goes, I really appreciate you for that. And Red Bee just kind of has a moment and sighs. And he goes, you asked me once, as we didn't cover all the dialogue, but he did.
Sure.
You asked me once how I could be so positive all the time. When those boys in my squadron died, like, they would never have any other kind of day again, good or bad. So it was a disservice to them to not make every day the best, like, most beautiful day I can make it.
Yeah.
So that's why I did it. Like,
Yeah.
I dedicated myself to living a life with no regrets. Those boys deserve so much more than that, but it's the least I could do for them to honor them.
Yeah, it's sweet.
Yeah, it is. And he's like, I do love this. He's like, there's a evil, vile tidal wave crashing relentlessly against the world. Its churning waters smash the good and drown the kind. Every moment of the existence is unjust turmoil and chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And Peacemaker's just like, geez, Richard, I didn't know what a poet you were. He's like, has these moments. And he's like, this world damn well needs someone to bring peace to it. And I'm not going to tell you something, Chris. Oh, he goes, I'm going to tell you something, Chris, because I don't think anyone ever has. You're a good kid and you're a great hero. And I can see that you're trying as hard as you can.
He really is.
Yeah.
He just needs somebody to believe in him.
Sorry.
That's really all he needs.
He is. I'm getting my Kevin Smith on.
You're good.
And he's like, so I'm sorry for what comes next, but I regret if I didn't do this.
Yeah.
He goes,
He has to kick him out?
yeah, he's like, and I'm not going to have any regrets. But Peacemaker doesn't, like, he's like, what do you mean?
He didn't put it together yet. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because that's Peacemaker. Of course
Yeah.
he won't put it together.
Yeah.
And he kicks him out of there. And as he does, he goes, I believe in you, Peacemaker. And if no one else tells you, happy birthday.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, look at that.
Which, if you haven't, when you read, you can kind of put together of,
Yeah.
like, that's the party that
Yeah.
he's like inviting people to the whole
Yeah, yeah,
that nobody wants to show up for.
yeah.
And so, there's a part I missed it, but we'll get to it later. And so the war wheel goes after Chemo, and Peacemaker.
Chemo kind of looks like he ought to be fighting the Ninja Turtle.
He kind of does. He's got a big old ass there.
He does have a big old ass.
And
Big old Chemo ass.
The war wheel goes, and it ends up smashing into Chemo.
Yeah.
And yeah, it kills both of them because it essentially takes it both down.
Sure.
As Peacemaker's like, Richard, and then we see, I see you, Peacemaker. I'm coming for the evac. Just grab the ladder boy. As Johnny Blackhawk's coming in to rescue him from there.
The Red Bee, no more.
The Red Bee, no more. And 2 days later, because there's a part where they're going together in the Amazon where he's like, I'm sorry I brought you out here. Maybe when they're tied up. And Red Bee tells him, like, no, once we get back from this, like, we'll have a beer together. And so that's what we get here at the end is Peacemaker's like, he said when we got back we'd have a beer together, but I looked it up on the internet. Bees love beer, apparently. So, to Richard. And he holds up the beer. And he takes a drink. And he's like, you guys are so lucky. You know that? You had a really good dad who really cared the shit out of you. And most of you of us don't get that.
Cared the shit out
he
of
does.
you.
And if Richard was here, I know he'd tell us not to be sad he's gone. That life is too short for being sad. But I think that's a lot to ask. I know I'm going to be sad for a long time. And I know you will be too.
Yeah.
But you should try not to be for him. And he sits there and he has something crumpled.
This beer.
Yeah, drink this beer. And he has something crumpled up that he sits there and he lays on the thing. And when he lets go, it is out of order. We see that it is Red Bee's mask.
It's his mask, yeah.
As he's left it there. And like all the bees are like...
Yeah, they're all gathered
it's
around
like
it.
eulogy, I guess.
Yeah,
Or gather around eulogy.
Well, it's
as the
almost
beer
like a
froze
wake.
over.
It's almost like a wake for the bees kind of thing, yeah.
So then we get him cooking burgers for his party, his get-together finally, all this whole weekend. And,
I love how the dog has a bow tie.
He does, because he's a
basically.
fancy boy.
It's just insignia,
Yeah,
like
it
his
says,
little spots.
Bruce Wayne, stop eating dog shit. As he said that, like he's clacking on the thing. And the guys from the bar show up, and I love how Delmont's in a cast, so when he speaks, like his speech bubble is wrapped up too, like you can't read what it is there.
Oh, yeah.
But he's like, Delmont says you shouldn't smash the burgers down like that. It makes them lose all their juice. And the next thing you show them just burger smash. Yeah. But everybody's showing up. Like the guy from the city employer from earlier.
The guy still wearing the kisses $5 pointing to his ass shirt.
That's his neighbor.
Yeah.
The cashier from earlier. The Suicide Squad even shows up.
Oh,
and like,
how
what
sweet.
are we doing here, Waller? I'd rather be back in prison and deal with this guy. And Waller's like, I don't want to be here either, but like, he did just kind of save the world, and it is his birthday. We'll just show our faces and then get out of here. And he's like, burgers for everyone. I even got vegetarian options too. And that's where Harley goes, this is just celery on a bun. Like, that was his vegetarian option.
Well,
Waller thanks him and goes, you're a wooden club of a human being, Chris. Simple, rough, and only good for bashing things. But somehow, despite yourself, you've come through with a victory again. He's like, thanks, I think. We see him, or she goes, I apologize for my rudeness for failing to bring you any birthday gifts. He's like, no, your presence is just it. We do see a birthday cake and the protein powder open, so I can only imagine he finally found out how to make muscle cake.
Yeah.
We see that Johnny Blackhawk has some kisses as he's been getting it on.
He did 7 minutes in heaven.
With the bartender from earlier. Yep. And then there's like pizza pockets, or pizza rolls, my dude, for Deathstroke. Teen Deathstroke is living with Peacemaker now.
The VHS porn.
Yeah, but you get the voiceover. I'm the honey dipper, man.
Yeah.
Bam. I'm here to clean out your septic tank.
If you're coming up with porn, septic tank cleaner doesn't really come up that much.
What about this septic tank? Can you clean this one out, honey?
Brody.
Ma'am, you done dropped your panties is what it says in the background. I just love that. But Teen Deathstroke's like, these videos are amazing. You really found them out in the woods? And he's like, it's crazy, right? And he's like, it's like finding buried treasure. It's what Teen Deathstroke says. And he's like, I think we're about to have cake if you want to, man.
That's about where the two are on the brain scale with each other.
Yeah,
like
teenager,
he never really got past about 16, 17 years old.
No, he enjoyed his porn bunker.
Yeah.
Demolition team is finally, he's like, all right, this is where he lives. We're going to finally take the fight to him. Right, we're gonna, for everything they did for the, I forget who they killed. It says who they killed. But like, to avenge our dead team member, like, let's do this.
Jack Hammer.
And they kick open his front door.
Yeah.
And you get a welcome to the party, assholes. And it's everybody there. as King Shark eats cake and we get a fin.
Not
And
the way to do it. Yeah.
Nope. And that is the end of Peacemaker Tries Hard.
Very
So,
well done.
There you go.
Very well done. You did a fine job as well.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir. That is going to do it for us. Coming up on Wednesday's show, we will do, or sometime this week, we will do the origins of Peacemaker and get into what it looked like there in the 60s. It's a lot different from what we have now for sure, but it's going to be a fun thing to break down. Also give you a little look at what they changed in the 80s and how he got to DC and all of that too, so you can look forward to that. Thank you guys, as always, for taking the time out to watch, to listen, for everything with this. We can't thank you all enough. Make sure to check out all the other great podcasts on the Rogue Media Network family of podcasts.
RogueMediaNetwork.com.
I'm just making sure I get everything in.
I know. It wasn't you. I promise. I was thinking something and it was not good, and I don't want to say it out loud.
All right. And until next time, stay safe, everybody.
Golly con.
Frozen, heroes. Gonna tell you about frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.